Today we're going to be working on a 2002 Mitsubishi Galant 4-cylinder ES model. We're going to be changing the rear brake shoes. Here's the old ones. What you want to do is take a picture of the top and bottom of the assembly. Make sure you have clear shots, that way you know where everything goes and the position they're facing. For instance, this hook here, when you put it on, you don't want to put it on the inside. So there's little things like that you want to make a note of that might, if not installed correctly, might lead to premature wear. I mean, these you can't install incorrectly. I believe there's only 3 of them on here, but just be aware, because some cars, they have a spring in the back, and when you start taking this apart, it might come loose, and then you don't know where it came from or how it was mounted or what position it was mounted in. So what we're going to do here, we're going to just kind of pre-assemble this before we get it on the before we actually put it on the housing itself. We're just going to verify that every piece is on here, that we have every piece, and we're just going to compare with the stuff we have already on there. So this one goes in the back like so, we'll put that there. This one goes in the front right there. These are a little smaller than the ones in the package, but I did notice that, and I verified, and I called Discount Auto to make sure they gave me the right stuff, and they did. And that one goes on there, and then you get one here on the front side, you get one back there, so it's going to be 2. On this side, and you should have 2 pins, these pins that come in from the back and goes through, and then you have these washers that lock this in place right here, which actually is in the back. So it looks like we have everything. And then you have the 2 springs. These 2 springs, they're like that. And we have the same amount of spare parts for the other side. So that means that there isn't any hidden springs in the back or any additional. Had we had an extra spring that we can't obviously see here, that means it's probably tucked in the back somewhere. So now we could just go ahead and proceed with the dismantle of this. First thing we want to do, we're going to take this one off here. We take a pair of vice grips like this, needle, long nose. Let's do this side. Take that one off. Next thing you're going to want to do is take this one off. Hands off. Then you can take this bottom one off right here. That was really rusted. Take that one off. Those are all your springs. And Then the next one, this one here, you can stick your hand back there, push this in and turn it. Or actually have a little tool. See how this works. There you go. See, and then you have the other washer in the back there. So this, you feed it in through the back. These things, these springs, the way you put it in, they have a flat head there. You slide it in. Once the spring is in, it will go like this. You have, up against this plate here, you will have it, you'll put that there, you put that. Then you will put this. I'm going to show you in the video anyway, but that's how it will go. And then through the back of this bolt, this little pin will go through all of this assembly. And then the front side, you will, the flathead will go through the flat slot. You squeeze, you push on the spring, you turn it, and then when it locks up like that, and it won't come out. So we already have all this. Again, take a mental note of where all this stuff goes. Take a picture, and never take both of these off at the same time. That's a big mistake some people do. They'll go ahead, get in a rush, and they'll take this one, and then they go take that one, and then they'll assemble them back together at the same time, with both of them dismounted or disassembled, and then they don't have one side as a reference. Always do one at a time. Start this one. If you have any questions as to what goes where, what position it goes in, you can always use the other side as a reference. Okay, so we took that one out, lay that aside, took this pin out. We're gonna reuse this. We're just gonna clean it up a little bit. You see how this stuff, this tricky stuff here, and you gotta watch out for that. You don't even have to take it off because this is your emergency brake. But this stuff here, that just came off, and I believe that's supposed to have a washer in there. Oh no, the washer's in the back. Okay. So anyhow, this packet comes with a new pin, I believe. But if it doesn't, we want to go ahead and save that. We don't want to be losing any parts. But back here, you flip it around. We're gonna have to pry this washer out of here. Just get a pair of get a flathead screwdriver, stick it in the opening, and just pry. Stick it in the slot there, and just turn it. Might have to hold the washer spinning on me. Okay, this was the washer that was on there. We opened it up right here. We pried it up and pried it out like that, and just slid it out. This also came with a flat washer behind it. We want to make sure that that it gets put back. I did see one with the kit, so we're gonna go ahead and put that back as well. Then this thing, it's been sitting there for quite a while, so might just have to beat that out. Actually, we have it comes with a new one, so we won't need that. So you want to do a comparison. You have the groove with 2 holes. That's where this pin goes, and this pin has a washer already like mounted on it. So we're gonna put it from the back side this way. We're gonna have to tap this in with a mallet. Okay, the packet comes with the washer, and if you see, the washer is kind of bent. That kind of acts like a lock washer. So you put it with the belly down. The easiest way I found to put it on is put this belly on the surface like that. Then you slide this over it like that to get it started. And get some pliers. And you squeeze it in there like so. And squeeze it in some more. Make sure that it's in there. See, it's seated in there now. Then it's just a matter of closing these ends. Locking that down. Make sure it moves freely. I want to get that kind of flat, so let's see if we can. This pin, I'll show you this pin. I got the way I drove it in there, I needed 2 hands, so I had to stop to record. But the way I drove it in, I got this this is like Ironworkers it's like a snub bar. I put it there, and very carefully I beat it in with my mallet. You have to make sure that it's not going in sideways. That's what was happening with me. It was going in sideways, so I had to stop, go in there and pry it, get it vertical, make sure it's going in straight, and then continue that process until it goes in there correctly. But Yeah, you want to make sure when you hitting that in there, it's not going in sideways, because you could bend this plate here and then it could give you problems down the road. Just gonna flatten this out a little bit. Now squeeze this. Okay, once that's in, that looks good. We got a nice rotator. We're gonna start mounting this stuff back on. So we're gonna start with the. We're gonna go ahead and put the bottom hook on this. It goes like that. We're gonna put this one in. Hook it like that there. Actually, let's put this one in first. That way it'll hold it up for us. So I'll take a pin and slide it in through the back. Let it come out through there. Take one of these washers. It's going for like that. Sorry, it's going to go like this. Go the other way around. And you get your spring. In there, and do the other spring, and we're going to squeeze this in. Okay, now we got this in. I had to let go of the camera so we could put the spring in there. Next step is to put the bottom one in. You hook it on that one, hook it on this one. If you can see, this has like a little curve to it. You might not be able to see it, but anyhow. So it goes like this. Hook it on there, hook it on there. Like so. And you proceed on with another spring, the next spring pin, slide it in through the back. some reason these things are bigger than the spring. I don't know why, but I'm tempting to put the old ones back in because I don't like the way it's fitting on there. But I'm gonna have to play with this for a while. This stuff, it wiggles around here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off that way. Okay, you want to make sure that your shoe is behind this thing here. My spring kept popping out because my shoe was on this side of it, so you want to make sure it's inside that groove right there. Then this spring, I had it like this on the outside because I was too busy trying to connect the pieces on top, so I wasn't paying attention, so I had it like that. You don't want it like that. You want it behind that, like that. So put your other shoe on, hook this on, make sure this slides on there like that, right there. Put your pin over there, seat it up here. We could do all that later, but it'll help you get everything aligned if you just do it all at once. The washer, the spring. Again, I'm really tempted to use a smaller washers for this. I don't like the way this is part number. I'll tell you the part number just in case you guys don't like the way it's fitting as well. You could go ahead and purchase the other one. Because these washers are not small, it's dancing around in there. Okay, I got it in. It's dancing around in there. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and, if you can see back here, that doesn't look right. I don't like that. I might just go ahead and swap it out to the old ones. You see how it's dancing in there? This is what came in the packet, which is not good. I don't like it. Then this goes right in there. Now we could attach the other springs. We forgot to put our adjuster in there. Back this out a little bit. Okay, you see how I'm twisting this so it could go in. I'm gonna have to adjust this later, but make sure that goes in. It's in there. Might have to open it up later on. Okay, now we could put this piece on. Goes like that. That's the back spring. All this is kind of loose until you start putting the springs back. This one, this play is gonna, we're gonna eliminate that one with the with this next spring that we're gonna put on here, like that. Gonna go on the bottom of this one. Gotta go to that. Okay, this concludes our video for 2002 Mitsubishi Galant ES rear brake shoe replacement and the brake kit assembly, new springs, new springs here in the rear there, this here, and then the bottom one. We replaced all of that. It came with this little pin here as well. We reused everything else. You could replace that if you like, but I just went ahead and reused that. Part number part number 17225, and it's the brake hardware kit. Again, this is, I didn't like the way this came out here. If you notice, the spring is smaller than the actual washers that retains it. I'm really tempting to go ahead and put the old ones back on, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a trip to the auto parts store. Just make a note of that, 17225. I don't know if those washers will come in your packet, but they are big on mine. And I kind of aligned the spring where it looks aesthetic and symmetrical there, but it was cranked up on, it was bulging out on this side, and this one over here on the other side, it was bulging out on the other side, so I kind of lined them up. Again, I'm gonna make a run to the auto parts store to see if that is like that. If it is, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it, but this is your finished product here. You see this outer spring, I got it aligned on the bottom. That's the way I took it off, so I put it exactly the same way I took it off. The outer one goes on the bottom one, on the bottom side of the hole, and then the rear, it goes on the top. That's pretty much it. That pretty much concludes this video. I had to take the spring out here to adjust my adjuster back there, this adjuster here, because it was opened up. that way. And when I went to put on my my cover, my drum, I should say. When I went to put on my drum, it wasn't going in because they were open. So you just turn this thing, that little wheel back there. You will have to push on this here. And you see this, when you push on it, it opens the back over there. You see when you push on it, when you push on this, it opens up back there. But I just went ahead and took this off. And when you take this spring off, this will it'll flat back, and it gives me it made it a whole lot easier for me to turn this, which I had to turn it down in order to close it. Then I pushed this in, compressed it, and my drum was able to go in. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the next one on the other side. Hope you have luck with yours. Just make sure you're paying attention to everything you're doing. Catch you on the next one.